Why are young people struggling to save for retirement? Why are young people struggling to move out of their parents' homes? I am so sick of the narrative that young people are just spending too much money on frivolous things like sweet treat culture, like the whole avocado toast, and that's the reason why they're not getting ahead financially. I see it being so much deeper than spending habits. I think the real barriers are psychological and they make perfect sense when you actually understand them. I think what the number one thing that prevents a lot of people psychologically from saving money is present bias, which we have a tendency to value immediate rewards over future ones. And this is hardwired in our brains. This is like how we behave as humans. And for something like retirement, which is decades away for a lot of people, your brain literally processes it as it's happening to somebody else. It's just rooted in neuroscience, and it's why we have a tendency to prioritize our immediate needs or our present self over this like future abstract version of ourselves. And it's so important to marry this to what is happening in the economy right now. It is very hard to save for retirement, to buy a home, to move out of your parents' home if a majority of your income is going to food, to rent, to student loans. And that's important context that we cannot leave behind when we're talking about why young people can't save, kind of can't move forward financially. And there is a aspect of financial trauma that is important to talk about of all this. For millennials coming of age during a recession, witnessing housing crashes, all young people like drowning in student loan debt, that can create genuine psychological barriers to financial planning. When you see systems around you fail, skepticism is very rational. I mean, we see headlines all over the place about how many young people don't believe the American dream is real anymore. If you don't believe that you have a real path to building wealth and gaining prosperity in this country, why would you save for the future? Why would you believe that there is a brighter future out there for you? So I think instead of shaming young people or making it a very individual problem about why young people aren't, doing XYZ, I think it's important to think about the economic challenges and also the psychological barriers that are preventing these generations for really building wealth. And this is something that impacts all generations, not just young ones. If young people that are soon going to become the majority of working in this country, if they are unable to get ahead, it is going to be very hard for the country to move forward in economic progress.